All right, all right, all right. All right. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, Creator. Thank you sincerely for this opportunity. I wouldn't have it any other way in my life. If you gave me a billion trillion, well, I would probably like to take it. But I'm glad that I don't even have the opportunity because I can't think of anything better than to have this opportunity to get with the family that I never knew, my spiritual brethren, the people that I had always been looking for. I knew they were out there somewhere. I knew that I belonged to somebody. I mean, I'm not talking about my earthly family. I just knew that I felt out of place growing up in this reality. I knew that there were brethren such as myself who the creator, he did something to their desires to want to chase him, to knowing the world couldn't hold us. At some point, we had to find ourselves. At some point, we were bound to get to this point where we were going to start seeing each other in the face, our spiritual brethren. And there are no words to describe to be able to get together with brethren so that we could talk to one another, so that we can glorify the Creator. We could get together and speak our own language. We realize we're under an anointing to be able to hear this word, and I just can't give thanks enough. It's absolutely the highlight of my reality is to be able to have this video, have this channel, and have brethren come on where we can talk, we can strengthen one another, talk to one another. So, Creator, EOE, thank you so much. I do not take this opportunity for granted. I am not perfect, and I pray you help me to do my level best to give everything I have to build other brethren up, to glorify your word, or to glorify you, and for us to help to take my place, to help us to bless each other. And look at this room. The room is, we got a full house right off the bat. Right off the bat, man. Who keep letting Daryl in, man? Oh, brother. Did you beat Elijah into the room? Oh man, Elijah's starting to scare me, man. I didn't think anybody was going to take his crown. You know? Brother, Elijah, Asenab, Mahalia. Man, oh man, oh man. It's good to see you, brother. Thank you for joining me. My video. My name is Jaquab on Israel. I have this. I want to give thanks to the Creator for giving me an opportunity to have this channel and just try to share His word. We all know that this is the foundation that is being laid, that is going to sweep the earth, and that you've chosen these brethren, chosen us to be the foundation. And I can't think of a greater, better opportunity to be able to try to pitch in my little share and help the kingdom that's coming. So anybody new to this channel, is just a channel where we are faithists and we are brides and bridegrooms in waiting, and people who the Creator, according to the best of my understanding, is going to reveal the bride, the bridegroom, the children, the faithists, the elect, the chosen. And I don't say that to try to. One thing I'm leery of is vainglory. Vainglory, where you try to you conceit it. You prideful. You got a lot of pride. You try to glorify yourself. I'm very leery of that. I'm very sensitive to that. I think is poison. Well, I think that it's anti-creator. Everything we have has been given to us. So there ain't no reason to take credit. Everything that we have been given to us. I think even the Bible says that. But it's a channel. Everyone is welcome, but not everybody is able to receive the things that go out in this channel, go out on this channel. But the invitation is open to everyone to try to use the reality that we have been given so that we may mature. We may mature. And while we have the corporal body. And we got an incredible opportunity. From the best of my knowledge, this is an incredible opportunity to ascend, to grow in our spirit. The world don't see no value in it, don't care nothing about it. We always have to be a people where we learn when it's too late. We always got to learn when it's too late, man. And it's a terrible thing, you know. We love to learn when it's too late. When we see that the first resurrection was real, the second resurrection was real, the third resurrection was real, and that people are going to populate those realms, those places in the spiritual. The Ethereal realm is real. The Orion chiefs are real. The Sea Tusk, you know, the things that the Creator is speaking about. It's a shame that the world, for the most part, has got to learn when it's too late that these things are real. And then when you see how you just basically threw your life away for the earth and the dainties of this earth, Revelation 18, the dainties of this life, the shiny metal, the jobs cards, you know, all that, the money, the, you know, house with the picket fence, and people, they spend all their life pursuing that. It's just, I mean, you know, the reality, one thing I was going to share, man, is we get tested. I find that in my reality, I'm coming under a lot of criticism. I'm drawing a lot of negative energy, man. Just people, I mean, they just say, push. It seems like the whole world is pushing my buttons. A whole world, man. And I know it's like the Creator keeps, I don't like to say the Spirit told me because everybody uses that. I don't like to say that. But the inspiration keeps saying, the inspiration is, I think I'm getting really taught a lesson that when you have a sculpture, I think I was saying this on video the other day, the picture I keep getting, it's like when you have like a block of wood, and then, you know, there are guys in this reality who are gifted, and they can carve a piece of wood, you know what I mean? And it come out to something beautiful. It comes out to something beautiful, man. They got that talent. Sculptors, you know, the ice sculptors, they take the ice, they make a bird out of it, you know, for like a wedding or something. Creator doing the same thing with you. Now, you got to figure it ain't too pleasant getting chipped at all day, you know, as you were getting formed. And I see the logic behind it. You can see it in the world today where there's some professions you got to be tested. You got to be tried. You got to prove. You got to take tests. You got to show proficiency. And in order to gain that knowledge or that ability or that skill that you have, it takes patience. It takes monotony. It takes desire. And why would the spiritual be the same? Why would the spiritual be different? Why is it going to be different? If it's like that on earth, it's the same way in the spiritual, and for your benefit, for your glory. He talks about our glory. You know, the Creator talks about our glory. It's like, I be saying like, man, we don't deserve no glory. How can that be? But the Creator says that that's the way it's going to be. That's the way, you know, after what I put you through on the earth, you think that's all in vain? That's for a reason. Look at the parents in the world. Don't you think that they want to show the whole world their children? Why do it got to be different with me? And, you know, I remember growing up, and and I used to play sports, you know, and I seen like fathers who were hard on their sons. And I used to give thanks that wasn't me, you know, getting yelled at, you know, right during a game, having to do push-ups when you make a mistake. And it was mostly parents that I seen doing to their children, you know, embarrassing them like that, yelling at them, you know, making them do, you know, they made their children go the extra mile. Now that's what I've seen with my own eyes. And then when you a kid and you looking at it, you say, man, boy, I'm glad that ain't my dad, you know. And then you read about him in the newspaper about how he made it, you know, how he made it, you know. And I'll even share a story, and I'll name some names. Chuck. Chuck is my brother. I'm gonna talk about Richard Allen. Richard Allen. Talk about his son, Jonathan Allen, number 1 pick for the Redskins. And then Richard, he called me one day, and hey, Dave, brother. All right, man. Good to see you, man. Thanks for checking in. And I was talking to Richard, and he told me what he used to do to his son. Now his son ended up being the number 1 pick for the Washington Redskins in 2017, I think it was, or whenever it was, 2019, or I can't remember. You can see it online. And he said he one day he sat his son down. Hello, Chuck. All right, brother. All right. Thanks for coming in, brother. That's my blood brother. I'm telling him about the story of Richard Allen and his son. And so he called me one day, and he told me what he did with his son, right? And he said how he used to make him. One story that he told me that stuck out of my mind. He said he used to make his son mow. He used to make him mow the lawn, right? And you know how like he said he would make him mow like one strip, right? And then he had to, at the end of each strip, he had to stop. He had to empty the bag, you know, on the lawnmower, and then he had to run around the block and then do another strip. And he had to do that same routine until all the grass was cut. Until all the grass was cut. He made him do things like that. He said that every play, because his son played football, right? He said every play that I see you make a mistake, he said you're gonna have to stay after. You know what I mean? I don't have to, you know, you get my drift, right? He was hard on him. He was harder on him than he would have been on himself, you know. He was hard on his son, man. And now his son is like a big deal in Washington. And so now why do you think the Creator is any different with you? What good are you, man? If you can't get with the program, you know what I mean? What good are you? And so the program we got to get chipped at, we got to get poked at, we got to take it, we got to turn the other cheek, we got to put down Satan, which is the self and the desires, so that we can be beautiful one day. I mean, I don't think we do it so that if you ask me, I think that we can't help who we are. Now, I could be wrong, man. I think that the Creator and all people are, like I like to share how, there are some people who start early, there are some people who start late, but eventually all people are going to get on this path and going to finish it, the spiritual path. At some point, just when the Creator decides it's time for you to germinate. But we may think he's being rough on us, and I don't like getting in the flesh. I went and made a phone call the other day, and I called the Palo Alto VA, and I wanted to just ask a question. And the lady, the operator, she just ended up cussing me out because she didn't like the way I cut her off. And I said to myself, I cut her off to say like, oh, okay. Can you give me the prosthetics? Give me the prosthetics. And the lady said, you asshole. And I said, no, look, man, and I broke and I failed the test, right? I would have passed the test if I would have just let the water slide off my back. I would have passed it. Now, praise Creator, he got me at about 93% now, where I take a lot of blows and I just turn the other cheek because I know what's going on. And I can't see it, but in the spiritual, I know something is happening. The Creator allow it, man, then just it's better to just stop bucking up and get with the program. And then just let him, good and well that when he finished with you, that he's going to make you a beautiful diamond. The key is just trust, just have trust. And at some point, you're going to get to where Satan might get to a point where he will leave us alone. Just leave. Oh, man, Iquab, man. I can't, man, leave him. Just let him go, man. He's too much trouble. I mean, the first resurrection, second resurrection, third resurrection. These are people, matter of fact, I'm showing you my room and my screen. I want to try to find it. Where it talks about the first, second, and third resurrection. These are levels of people. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. These are levels of people. I want to try to find what I posted in my room. These are some things you can see. You can stop the video. I'm just trying to go a little slow so I can. This was the one where he talked about the first, second, and third resurrection. And I could just tell you, I'm probably not going to be able to find it, where it said basically that the third resurrection, second resurrection, the difference between is if you tied to the world and you haven't really, you're stagnating spiritually, then that's first resurrection. I mean, no matter where you start, you're going to ascend from there. You're going to ascend, whether you like it or not, man. Basically, you could describe the whole thumbnail of a faithist. These are brethren who are, in their corporality. And they basically get to start, if they germinate in corporality, it's like 100-yard dash, and they get to start at the 80-yard line. I mean, forgive me for using an earthly analogy, but that's what the situation is. I mean, we just get to start, we have this anointing that we are trying to sow to the Spirit. We can hear the Father's voice, and we can try to go about, being about the will of the Creator. And that's basically you starting at the 80-yard line. The goal is the 100-yard line. which is perfection. And we get to start at the 80-yard line. And then we got the world. They have to, maybe they start at the 10 or the 20 or the 30 or, just trying to give the idea of how I'm internalizing this whole thing with the creator, what he's doing nowadays. Everything is for our benefit. Everything is for our benefit. And so I constantly, I can see when I read, get the confirmation that, if you in corporality, which is your physicality, your body, that one verse that I read, it just keeps coming to my mind how you can do what you have the opportunity to do with money now instead of later, when it will take longer and you will have less resources to do what the creator is calling you to do, which the best of my understanding right now is biggest thing is to come out of deity worship. Come out of that, get out of deity worship as fast as you can. And it's very it's not really able to be heard in this reality. It's totally falling on deaf ears, and except for brethren for whom this word has been prepared. Now, I'm not going to be able to find that verse where it talks about the first, second, and third resurrection, probably. So let me see. All right, let me not even try. I could waste a lot of time trying to look for it. So let me go ahead and now. I wanted to. I had a Anthony. I don't know if you're in the room. Now I talked to a brother, and we had a good conversation over the weekend. And I asked him if he would come on my channel and he would share his testimony with me. And that was yesterday. I didn't hear from him yesterday. I'm hoping that he'll come on today. And I asked the brother if he would come on and share. Now, I want to put forward the same opportunity to anybody in the chat right here. And if you want to come on, matter of fact, I should put the link in the room. Put the link on real quick. And I decided to make it a part of my video, of my channel, where, hey, Tone, brother, good to see you. Thanks for coming in and checking in with us, bro. Thank you. So let me put the link. And if you, brethren, want to come up and if you want to share your testimony about what led you to this point in your reality where all of a sudden you feel like you want to learn and know the creator, I think that would be a Tone. Is that you, Anthony? That's not you, Anthony, is it? Anthony, you're not Tone Lowly, are you? Is that you, Tone Lowly? You're not Anthony, are you? Is that you? Let me know in the chat, okay? So I wanted to make part of this video now where if a brother wants to come up, brother or sister want to come up and you want to share what got you. Oh, that is you. Oh, all right, man. All right, brother. You made it, man. Click on the brother's a Cancer, man. He kind of shocked. Cancer, if you look at a Cancer, they don't walk forward. They walk sideways like a crab, Now, of course, they walk forward, but they're kind of hesitant people is what I'm saying. They go forward by walking sideways. I'm just talking about how initially they're very shy and hesitant. And that's what this brother is. I remember reading about some Cancers that, like, I remember reading about Carly Simon, real famous singer. She was a Cancer. And she just could not sing in front of people. And then check this out. If I'm not mistaken, the way she got over it, she made them come close to her. See, they real personal and into their emotions like that. She figured out that they had to like get right up there on the stage. And that's something. They have that sort of attachment to people like that. And then I think she grew out of it because of that, you know? See, she really, you know, they attach to people like that. Now, I know that sounds kooky. I don't mean to. You know, the brother's a cancer. He says he's a little shy. And I talked to him on the phone, and I got a kick out of the brother. So, Anthony, whenever you want, man, whenever you want, I would love it if you would come up and he's a young brother, and we were talking about the OAHSPE. And I got a real big kick out of the brother. You just click on the link, man, and it'll bring you onto the channel. So you just stop me whenever you're ready. I'm going to go on with the video. And then when I see that you backstage, or I hear you come on backstage, I'm going to just let you come on up here, brother, and just share. And other brethren are going to be blessed. They're probably going to see themselves in you, how they had to take the same path, and you know, how the Creator, how he brought them to this point where they came into contact with the OAHSPE and it resonated with them. So, brother, please, you know, whenever you want to come up, just click on the link, or you don't have to even do it today. You can wait whenever you want, but I'm letting you know that you are more than welcome, brother, and I can't wait until you do. So you just let me know if you want to do it now or later. It's totally up to you, brother. I'm just glad you're here. Nazarene, brother. That's seen. Oh, did I hear something? I think somebody's backstage. Let me see if. Oh yeah, there you go, brother. All right, let me bring you on. Hold on, let me fix the screen real quick. Hey, brother, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, you got to unmute yourself. Or is that me? Do I have to unmute you? You got to unmute yourself. I think you got your mic muted. Or is it me? No, it's you. You got to unmute your mic. Okay, well, you got your mic muted. So if you want to, if that's your choice, okay, that's cool. And when you want to come on, just let me know. Just interrupt me and come on. But I see you backstage. I got you up. So
I'm trying to get my headphone to work. What's going on, man?
Okay. Oh, okay. Hey, brother.
Hey, shalom, man. Peace and blessings.
Brother. Hey, man, I enjoyed talking with you the other day, man. That was real. That was a shot in the arm, brother.
Man, I ain't gonna do but run my flaps, man, about the Creator, man, you know.
Yeah, that's right, man.
Yeah, man.
Good to see you. So
what's
new, man? What's new? What you been learning?
Man, it's a lot, man. You know, it's simple, but it's a lot, you know.
Yeah.
I'm still, hold on, let me get this. I'm trying to get my headphones on real quick. The mic work better on there.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the one thing. It's I'm gonna start on my videos, pushing, brethren. If you want to come up and you want to share your story, and brethren are going to connect with you because we all got a story to tell about how we got to this point.
Yep.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother. You there?
I'm still here.
Yeah. So how old are you again? You 20 something, ain't you? I think your screen froze. If you can hear me, I think your screen froze. If you can hear me, Anthony. Oh, there you go.
Hear me? Okay, yeah. I'm 37, man.
Okay, 37.
Yeah, man.
Where you from again? South Carolina, right?
Yeah, I'm really from St. Helena Island, South Carolina, Beaufort.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
man. A lot of history and culture, man. You know,
I heard that Clemson, is it Clemson? Did you
Clemson.
did you ever hear this? That they built that stadium on top of the slaves graves of slaves or something like
I,
that.
I, man, I hear that about everything, but I, man, ain't no telling. It's all kind of grave sites and stuff around here that they just buy the land and just throw something on top of it. You
Ain't
know,
that's something else, man.
but then they complain about getting paranormal activity and stuff like that. Yeah, you just you.
Now you know what's
Yeah.
funny is out here in California, I guess the paranormal activity has been going crazy out here. I haven't heard too much about it, but I heard somebody talking about it on some podcast. Evidently, it's been a lot of that going on out here. I haven't
Yeah,
seen anything.
yeah, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't try to entertain it.
Right.
you know. But I kind of figure, like now since I'm learning about the OAHSPE, that's just an emulation of the creator. So whatever's out there that's dark or whatever may be dark, don't make it evil. It's just, it's just another emulation.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
You know.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember the OSPE saying something like that too. How now let me see, I can't remember. Somebody, if I just say it, somebody might pick up what I'm trying to say. How evil wasn't evil,
Right.
like our perception of it,
Or
or
negative, maybe negative.
yeah. It was something that I remember it saying something about evil that it wasn't what we thought it was. Is what I can remember.
Right.
But it's like I got the idea that the creator was saying that it has a purpose behind it. Hey, Jamia, sister,
Right.
good to see you. But yeah, that's just one of the many things about the OAHSPE that's really unheard of because we got this mindset we under about things, and the OAHSPE is just turning a lot of stuff on its head. Did I lose you?
You ain't. I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm
Okay.
looking at. I got the YouTube screen up and the StreamYard. I'm like, I don't know which one to click on to be on, but
Okay. It might cause echo or something. I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. Yeah, man. Like I
until
told you, I don't do it too often, man. I don't hop on live too often. I might, hop on Daryl Cosmon or Cosmon Cal, Shalom Shalom. I might hop on this for a couple seconds and say a couple words and get off. You know.
hmm So
Yeah.
how did you come into the OASPE?
Man, it's crazy. Um I, I've been a seeker, man. So, I was on my Israelite thing, man, when I was, introduced to the WASP. I was kind of like peeking back and forth. I would watch some of Selah Shalom videos and just listen to it, and let it ramble. But who really kind of broke it down for me was uh Lou X. Lou X, you know what I'm talking about? He's with
Who?
Lou X. Louis, they call him Louis. He is on the Creator Gang channel too. It was him and Selah Shalom. I kind of broke it down for me. You know,
Uh,
but
uh,
I always been kind of like into like new knowledge and new information. You know what I'm saying? But that one kind of hit me kind of different. You know, it just me searching, man. That's how I got onto the WASPy for real. But I don't know. It's kind of like I was learning two things at one time. I couldn't go back and forth. So I had to give that thing a while to settle in. Yep.
mm,
Can you hear
mm.
me? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. Um. It's it's a lot to talk about, man, when it comes to a WASPy, man, because we've been learning so much deception, man.
hmm
It seemed like everything I knew before, or everything I had like in my mind before, like religion and stuff like that. It's kind of like that's what it was, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man. Yeah, but I ain't like I say, man. I ain't got much to say, man. About to talk about, man, about the wife and the
Well,
creator, man.
well,
How?
when did you break from the Israelites?
Um, I would say, I couldn't even say like break. I say like a merging, you know, because it never was just like okay, it's the WASPE and that's it. You know what I'm saying? It was still a little bit of Israelite stuff that I was, you know, still rambling with. So I give it about um I say like 2021, man.
Mm-hmm.
2021, man, because that I'll tell you that thing had to settle. They had to settle in on me, man. But once I knew, like, oh, that everything else was like fake or like contrary to the Most High or to the
Mm-hmm.
Creator, you know, it was like, man, now I gotta go and re or like undo some things, you know,
Yeah, I know what you mean there.
and try to get out of there, man, because you got the brothers coming at you left and right, man. Like, oh, what's this? You know, what's that? I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I really don't have time to explain because you know you got to have a certain mindset. I feel like to understand it, or even have or live a certain type of life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm. So you had a lot of. Did you have a lot of opposition?
I wouldn't even. I guess you could say opposition. You know, I guess you could say that.
Right. Yeah, go ahead.
No, no. What you saying?
I was asking if you had a lot of people, a lot of brothers coming against you when you started to come into the OAHSPE.
Oh yeah, yeah. I wouldn't say a lot of brothers. It was just have, having to explain something that I taught. I I was like I put people on like certain Israelite groups and certain Israelite teachings. So it's like I had to go and, you know, undo that. You know what I'm saying? And let them
Yeah,
know that I'm on a higher time now, you know, I'm on a higher frequency now. Like this light right here is a little different, you know.
I like the way you said that because one thing that one way that the world is like, they expect you to stay the same your whole
Right.
life.
Right.
You know, it just and they when you evolve, they have the biggest problem, and it should make sense, man. That I like to say all the time on video. If you in if you on Social Security, but you still in the third grade, then we got a problem, man. You should grow everything. The creator, it should be logical, man, that everything grows under the creator. Your body, your
Yeah.
spirit. And
Yeah.
I was trying to share that I remember sharing that, trying to share. Like, I used to be a part of this Israelite. Well, I was part of a few of them. And the last group that I was a part of, and I was trying to share with them. And it was like, I was their work. I turned from a friend into the worst enemy. The
Wow.
worst enemy. Even,
I couldn't say I was that.
yeah, I seem to draw that type of energy, man. I don't know how I do it, but I turned into, like, from a good friend to a dire enemy overnight. And I was approaching brethren. I just started asking questions, and you can't get no answer.
Right.
You can't. And the logic, the creator, the logic that he used is just so. I mean, it's embarrassing, man, because it seems like when you start coming out, brethren don't ask questions; they just start attacking. you know, like, what do you mean? Explain that. Show me what you're talking about. You don't get that. All you get is all of this opposition.
Right.
This act.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this looks like people are just like that in general. I seem to see where anything new is hard to be received. It's not always easy to, even no matter what type of logic you make. So, you being a young man, that's probably more, it's probably for you, you'll probably be able to, I don't know, what's a good word for uh, rebound
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the brethren that you close to, and I don't know, endure the opposition that you're going to get maybe a little better than some. Well, I don't know. I just know that it's an uphill road that we got to travel.
Right, right. I just feel like how many you was talking the other night about like that checkpoint, man. Like if you ain't never studied past the Israelite or the church or and try to get some more answers on what you studying on, then it's
Yeah,
gonna be like you're not gonna like you gonna just settle for that, you know?
yeah, yeah,
And even how bad I wanted to just settle for that, it was just something. It was just more questions and just it was a mess, man.
yeah. Hey,
For
man,
real, man.
you need some knowledge, man. The thing that the Creator really impresses upon me is that we need to keep us out of the, to keep us out of religion. I was reading that account and OAHSPE, I forget which book it was, where it was talking about talking about Brahma coming out of one corner and Christ coming out of another corner, and they were asking the person who had just crossed over, questions, who's your God? And I remember reading in the OAHSPE where the Creator said that if you don't have, he says something to the effect of, if you don't have at least a little bit of knowledge, you'll be
Right.
easily.
Yeah.
And then
Easy.
yeah, you remember that? He said
Yeah.
you'll be easily duped, man. And then
Bamboozle.
yeah, and then you could be stuck up under a false god for 100, or he said even 1,000 years. So we in a serious situation where the Creator, he done real. I mean, I think about how he done really blessed us in the sense that he's exposing
Right.
the, these
I, I I
false gods.
I really think this Owashi man has gotten out tremendously, man. Because I even ran into some pages like with secret hate,
Uh-huh.
I didn't run back and give it to nobody like, oh, they talking about y'all on da da da. I ain't do that. I just, just played it cool and just laughed it off like, wow, these guys are here like secretly dissing. But
Like what?
it's not a,
Say that again.
like you got guys out there that's and people that secretly dissing on the WASP and the people who really study that book, you know.
Uh, uh,
Yeah, man. Like they try to target who they can target.
yeah, yeah. One thing I noticed, like with the Israelites, I was talking with this one uh, the group that I used to be a part of, and it
Mhm.
makes you just shake your head, man. Because I mean, I even say this, for I don't like to use the term black people. I'll say like Hebrew or Negro,
Mhm.
and our history in this country has been where we, we are. What's a good word for disempowered? And so when you come across something and it give you some power, you tend not to let it go too easily. And that's what the doctrine of the Hebrew Israelites is. It give the Negro a lot of power, man.
Oh
And
yeah. Oh yeah.
you know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? I
I
mean,
I, I think, I didn't mean to cut you off. What you
no,
say?
it's all right, brother. It's all
Oh
right.
yeah, yeah. I think I think all of us was given that same surge of power from that same, from the same group, our brothers, but at that just to see if you're gonna thirst for more,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm. It
Cause
seemed
like
like, yeah, go ahead, brother.
no, I'm saying like when you once you go to the extra biblical, like the stuff they took out the Bible and you start getting into that, ain't no way you don't run into the vegan laws and like the real Ten Commandments and like what I'm saying, you're gonna run into these things.
Yeah.
Well, ain't no way.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
way.
I mean, you see how the false gods, they trap, they put people in bondage, they give you a little bit of power, and then they take away your critical thinking.
Right.
Christianity does that. Israelites do it. They all do it. The beast kingdom, religion, Hindu, Mohammedanism. People go down that track and can't get off of it. I think one of the devastating things is, see, like when you see the videos of brethren, they debating Israelite brethren and they stuck on a doctrine, they done lost all their critical thinking ability to even be able to hear the things that are they should be they should be able to. I mean, just from a logical standpoint,
Right.
the Israelite doctrine, it gives brothers a lot of power. I mean, I've seen it with my own eye. You can smash people with that doctrine. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
I've seen, and I came under that, where when you talk about a brother, you know, uh, in America, he don't, he hasn't been given he hasn't had a piece of the pie, meaning American prosperity, and anything that comes along and gives you power, you're going to grab on, especially if you can understand it, you're going to grab on to it. And I think a lot of brethren are that way. They
Yeah.
they addicted to that power over the white man, power over women,
Right.
power over,
Right.
nobody can defeat them. And it's hard for them brethren to break out of that.
Oh yeah, like I know all about that, man. Because I'm telling you, man, that oh, your woman got to be subject and got to be quiet in the house of the Lord, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
she got to
oh
be
man,
constantly beaten down. You got to constantly be, because
yeah,
she's more spiritual than you. That's why
hmm
you got to beat her down,
hmm
But it's also a shame at the same time, man, because that's how beaten up um, I'll say our people as in Negroes in the Western Hemisphere have been.
right,
I mean, real life has interfered with our people on a corporality, physical level. I mean, we still have been subjected to the things that we have been through in this in the Western Hemisphere, and it's a terrible thing. You give somebody who's been disenfranchised that little bit of power, it'll even affect them spiritually to where they can't. They're gonna hold on to that. They're gonna hold on to that even at the expense of their own spirit.
yep,
Won't be able to hear the Creator's voice. Won't be able to attain to His voice because you want to hold on to this power and authority that you got, that pride.
and
So
that's another thing, man. Like, and it's really no pride when it comes to this stuff, man. Because I mean, it's gonna make you lowly, man.
it'll make you what?
It'll make you lowly.
In what sense?
Lowly, lowly.
Oh, what you mean the
No, I'm
what?
saying I mean to say it'll make you humble. I just said lowly though. Yeah.
Okay. You talking about the OAHSPE?
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I find. Oh man, you hit the nail on the head, brother. You hit the nail on the head right there. It seemed like I was just starting off the video today saying that, man, I'm getting punched a lot, and I mean, I was sharing the story. All I did was call this. I called this hospital. All I wanted to do was ask a question, and end up getting cussed out by the lady. Because
Wow.
I don't like to, I mean, she talked a lot, and I was like, okay, yeah, just get me over to this department. That's all. She said, "You asshole," you know, and
Wow, man.
and then uh, a couple of other things where I fell on the wrong side of people, and just you don't even have to do anything.
Well,
And
yeah, it ain't really got that far from me yet, like that yet. But boy,
I think
hey,
there's a lesson behind it. Like I was sharing with the brethren here, it's like the Creator. I was talking to him about like things I've seen on Earth. How you got to be tested, you got to be tried, you got to be put through the ringer, and then the fruit come later. And Creator, he seemed to be the same way, where you get beat up, and you it makes you a better man or a woman.
oh yeah, of course,
Trial.
of course.
Me and the sister right here on the chat, we were talking about trials and purpose of them, and went to the OAHSPE and he said that I use them. One of the things, that's one of the tools I use to keep you humble.
Right,
You
right.
know, to help you to, what good are you, man, if you're not tried and tested? It makes sense. I mean, I was sharing with the brethren in the world about the things that some people that I knew went through, and how it came out better for them in the end. And so it's the same thing with the Creator. And I think that it's really, I mean, you get people that come against you for no reason at all. Really, you have to look at them as a advantage, as a help, as a blessing,
Right.
because you know what I mean. It gives you a chance to mature, and because we live in a world, man, the world can't take it. I mean, you better not, you know what I mean, step on somebody's shoe. You better not look at people too long. One little slight and the whole world goes off. And
Man, you know what? That's crazy that, even though the world is like that, everybody lives in their own little like bubble, like where it might not be like that. Cause like that for me, it wasn't like that for me, coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what it was. I guess the creator had his hand on me, like, through all of this. Cause I never half of the stuff people went through in their life, man. I'm like, what? You did what? You did who? Like, man, I mean, like, I guess I surrendered early. You know what I'm saying? Like I gave up early, when I found out like trapping and all that stuff wasn't gonna do, like, like the creator humbled me, man, like right then. He ain't wait, So I knew then that I had to change my life around, you know.
yeah, yeah. You doing
Yeah.
martial arts, ain't you?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Yeah. I'm hanging in there though. I'm hanging in there, man. It's tough, boy, but I'm hanging in there.
Hey man, that's good for discipline too, though, ain't it?
That's sometimes my rescue, man. That breaks me out a lot of, it helps me to look at myself, when I get into the martial art, because now I can go and reset and put things in order, you know. And I think
Mm-hmm.
we all should have that, man. Like you should have something that makes you get into that reset mode and come back and have a refresh thought, and then come back and put it in order.
Yeah, I like the way you said that. I
Oh
love
yeah,
that. Yeah,
we get stuck in that same loop. We get stuck in the loop, you know.
yeah, 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 yeah. I heard that. I like what the brothers say here, talking about the afflictions and trials of life, and
Oh yeah, man. Because that's real, man. That's real, man. That's real. When you change some things, man, you get different outcomes, man. I know that's a fact.
the brother put on the screen. That's the part of the GIT process. God's in training.
God's a trailer, right?
I mean, I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
I mean, the affliction, the vexation. Anybody can do that. Anybody can respond to that. Read the OAHSPE, man. It's like these guys, they leaving a place of just 100% glory, splendid, whatever you could describe,
Right.
Nirvana, and they come to rescue brethren,
Right.
other gods, and they on another level, and one-time mortals, and you got to know that. I mean, how you can't really hang in that light if you
Man.
got a whole bunch of grudges in you.
Man, look at here.
You got a whole bunch of get back in you. you know,
Man.
it helped you to see the situation we in.
Right. Right.
And you know, I mean, we only have a really relatively short time. It seemed like, you know, yesterday I was in high school. I mean, you know, just how quickly time can fly. But ultimately, I think the creator, you have to give thanks, man, that he puts us in situations where we got a
All the
chance to,
time, man. Yeah.
you know, 'cause that's what separates you. And plus, you want somebody to be patient with you. You don't want somebody. We had a sister come in the room the other day, and she was full of opposition. And I think the creator used her to really teach us a lesson,
Right,
because
right.
I think that's the way it go in this reality. I think
I
that
I I don't think I heard that one. I think I heard the other one the other day where I think the girl said she never been on live before. And she
uh
came in.
it might have been the same one. I really learned a big lesson off of her about
Right.
the creator. He teaches a lot about making sure that we examine ourselves, and you know, taking uh uh what's a good word for self-reflection, you know, to reflect, like at the end of the day,
Right.
or where, you know, how did we measure up? Because talking to that sister, I mean, her mind, she had no ability to think critically. All she knew was what she believed. We couldn't reach her. And she also helped stop the message from getting out.
Oh,
But
that what you named the video.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So all in all, I think it was the creator. I think all things are for our learning. That's why I wanted you to, and I'm gonna start doing it too. I'm a wish that brethren will come on and share, you know, personalize themselves,
Oh
so
yeah.
that you can let other brethren know that I'm going through the same thing you going through.
Oh yeah, man. Oh, yeah. And I can say that, man. Like seem like every walk, every I don't care religion or situation, or you always feel like you're around those people before it actually happens to you.
Yeah,
You know, because
yeah, I
I
agree.
can, yeah, man. Like I can remember, like, just going through hard times, man. And but you know, like some partners of mine, they was going through the hard time, but I would see them move and how they move. Man, next thing you know, it happened to me. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, man, you got to watch that, man. Yeah, man.
yeah. If it was, I know. I think I remember reading something in the OAHSPE where the creator says, basically, he says something like, matter of fact, I have to refer to a Bible verse. I remember it in the Bible too, where it says something like, "If you're without affliction, then you're bastards and not sons." And
What?
that, yeah, it says something here. I can find it too. It says something like,
Okay, right, true.
it says there's another thing in the Bible where it says something like, nah,
I know I heard he chastised who he loves.
there you go.
I
Yeah,
know I heard that one before.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Where the same principle. See, that's one thing. What do you think about Jesus Christ, man? Do you have a word about Jesus Christ? What do you think about him? What?
Um, man, I know I used to be scared of that picture. Cause you would have the nice Jesus Christ, then you had the scary Jesus Christ behind the little kid when he praying or she praying in a little picture. I was like, man, look, I hope that dude will never come behind me while I'm praying. But it always it was a relief to me, man, when I found out that Jesus Christ wasn't real and Yahshua was the real name and it's the real person and like man, like I think that's why I started my dreads at one time, man. I started my dread because I thought, Christ had dreads and stuff like that.
uh, uh, uh.
Yeah. So, hey, man, for real, man. That shit just scared the hell out of me, man. You
Yeah,
know.
hey, I love what sister in this room here, Asenat. Uh, she was saying how, I mean, I never knew this before. I never knew this before, that Jesus Christ, he's pictured he gives you different pictures. He gives you a picture of deception. He gives you a picture of wisdom. He gives you a picture of power. And I just couldn't, I mean, that is so far above most people's heads, but it's so true. And you like that helps me to see it glorifies the creator in that he's showing you he can use anything to glorify himself, because Jesus Christ, he does show wisdom, he shows power,
Right.
he shows glory, but he also shows you deception by some of the things he said. I don't know if you know about this, but I give an example. Like in the OAHSPE, it talks about an evil God. I'm talking about a dude that built his temple on human skulls, man. You know, he
What are you
built
talking
his
about?
temple on human skulls, man. The dude in the Bibles, or the OAHSPE Bible's name is Baal Gan Gad, man. And Jesus did some of the things, he said some of the things that Baal Gan Gad said.
No.
Like, yeah. I mean, this was an evil dude. And Jesus, the Jesus of the, personally, I don't believe he existed. I believe it was a narrative, and but more on that later. But he said some things that this evil God said, like, unless you eat of my flesh and drink of my blood, you have no power in you. You remember reading that in the Bible? You ever seen that?
Right. I do remember that being something that Christ said.
He said, like, I am not come to, what is it? Give peace, but a sword. And so, the contradictions is coming out that what the creators seem to be doing now in the world is really, is that your daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's her name?
7.
Oh, wow. Feather?
7, yeah.
That sound like something a Pisces woman would make up for a name for her child.
Why you
That's
did
you.
that?
Huh?
I'm talking to her. She done start putting coconut oil on her.
oh, you mean your wife?
No, my daughter. She went inside the coconut oil and put it on her hair. I put some on her hair earlier. She went back inside and put it on her hair.
How old is she?
She's 2.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. Hi, Feather.
No, they went back in there. She went. Her brother's Asher. She's 7.
Ash,
She's Asher. Yeah.
ain't that something?
Yeah. And me and my son's birthday is reverse.
Oh, yeah? How's that?
His is 2/7. Mine's is 7/2.
Ain't that a trip?
Yeah, man, that's crazy, man.
Man, your birthday is reversed. Your son's birthday is your birthday backwards.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Well, man, shoot, I guess I'll let you get back to him. I know, a parent's work is never done. So
Always on duty, man. Always on duty, man.
always on duty, man.
Always
So,
on duty, man. And I appreciate it, man, for real, for letting me come on.
hey, man, I'm
Yeah.
glad you reached out to me, man. You don't know it, but you blessed my soul.
And I'm gonna come on. I see. I didn't know you went on yesterday night too.
Yeah, I come on ever since I got to the OAHSPE, man. I in January of this year,
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, I was already doing videos before that, but when I ran into this, man, I said, there ain't no way I can't share it. There just ain't no way. I'll bust open, man. So that's why I've been doing, except for Wednesday, I'm in Bible study Wednesday, and I'm off on weekend. But
I'm on the weekends too.
yeah, but I just got a desire. I just can't even help myself, man. I just can't. This thing, knowing the OAHSPE, man, has saved my life. It keeps me going. So I hope you keep coming in and checking in, and if you want, come on, share a word. If you want to talk to us or anybody, really. I'm trying to open this channel up and make people come on and talk. And
Oh
you know,
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah,
I
man.
make try to let brethren know and see each other, and we gonna get there too, bro. You
Oh
know
yeah,
this.
you know that. You
You
know
know
that,
this.
man.
You know it's gonna blow up. You
You
know
know
it.
that, man.
The
And
case.
you might get a closer knit of a WASP, studies, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Because the world can't keep going, man. You can't keep going. You can't keep. You know, at some point, no matter what, if you got everything in the world, at some point you say, you know what, there's still something missing. And faith is, I think they have gotten to that point, and that caused them to look for the creator. But you can have everything, and the creator, he done made it so that you know there's still something missing. It's still,
I think we're born with it, man. I think we're born with it. Like we're born with
yeah,
those questions,
yeah.
you know.
I'm with you, man. I
It
think
never it's haunting, man. It's like it haunts you, you know,
mm-hmm,
for
mm-hmm.
real. Like we don't get them answers, man. It just be haunting you, man.
Yeah,
Let me ask you a question right quick. I ain't mean to cut you off. Let me ask you a question.
that's all right, brother. That's all right.
Do you remember the verse in the Bible where it says that because Jacob got touched on his hip, Israel can't eat
Oh,
meat. So hey, did that mean that you can't eat like a thigh or like a wing
oh, well, I
at the
remember.
joint? Because they only could eat the joint part.
Um, I remember the understanding when I was in the Hebrew Israelites. They said that's why they
What did
never.
they say?
They told me that that's why you're not supposed to.
Eat the gristle.
Yeah, something along those lines. The sister said it. Muscle. Yeah,
Okay.
it was something else I heard too. It was something else about that I heard too.
So I'm like, so since I heard that, I'm like, so we not supposed to eat meat then. That's what I thought already, because that happened. So now you just don't eat the meat at all. But like,
Mm-hmm.
they ain't never said it meant that. So
Yeah, I heard that. That meant. I think. Well, Asa, she said the muscle. And I know. Yeah, the sinew. I know that's right.
all the
But
muscle, but
I
all of
remember.
it's muscle though. All the
Huh?
meat is muscle, ain't it?
I
Or
think
the
there's a
muscle, the
difference.
thigh muscle.
I think there's a difference between sinew and flesh.
Oh yeah, it is.
Ultimately, though, I think it's all flesh.
Right. She said muscle.
Yeah. She said muscle. She said, but the OAHSPE, it talks about it. It's you want to stay away from flesh. So that
Right.
you don't have suffer a handicap in being able to
Right.
hear the spirit. And, I know that's a tough one, man. On brethren, I don't look down on them or anything like that. That's a tough deal. We all got will struggle with something, man, one thing or another. So that's why this is a journey. It ain't
Right.
really how you start, man. It's how you end. You know. But brother, you bless my soul, man. I'm glad I know you. I hope you keep coming through, man. I'm gonna do
I
this lesson.
appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. I really
Appreciate it.
appreciate you coming up. I just appreciate you getting in touch with me like that out of the blue, man.
I'm a little bashful right now, but I come
I
around,
know,
man. You know what I'm
man.
saying?
You do to loosen up, man. You
I don't
might
like
have
I don't like to look at myself in the camera. You know.
Yep, true. The cancers, all the cancers I know, they like to stay out of the picture, man.
Yeah, we got to stay out of the way. I'm trying to tell you,
They like to they like to what's that thing called
camouflage.
cloaking device in Star Trek.
Hey,
Remember they
we might even act like another sign just so you don't figure us out. You loud like a Leo. You
Oh,
know,
careful, bro. We got one in this room here. She might swat you.
it's two kind of Leos. I hope they not that kind of Leo, but they don't
Yeah,
beat me up or nothing.
we all got positive and negative vibrations on us. We all got, see, the Tetracts, I think that the chat rack is the negative vibrations,
Right.
and I think that's what the Creator He wants us to do battle with that. And I'm down with it, man. I got my negative vibrations, and I just don't like when I almost let them put my light out because I set high standards for myself.
Right.
I mean, I have real high standards, and I mean standards that cannot be met.
I
And
feel like that's gonna happen sometimes, man. Like you just gotta pick up where you left off,
yeah, brother. Oh, wow. See there, that's one thing about cancers, man, that I really can appreciate. Water signs, they can really strike deep into the human soul. You know what I mean?
Right.
They can
Yeah.
really strike. I mean, water. It's like the Creator. He give us these people so that we can reflect on they help us reflect on ourselves. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because that's what it is, man. Like when you speaking to somebody, man, we both made of water.
Uh,
That's in our body. That those waters get to vibrating, man.
yeah,
You know,
see there? That's what I'm saying right
they,
there.
they, they tell you still water run deep.
Yes. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying right there because I think that all the signs, they're meant for all of us to show each other the Creator one way or
Oh yeah.
another.
Oh yeah. You can't
That's
have
what
one without the other. Though. Can't have one sign without the other one.
See, that's what I'm saying right there. You know, apples and bowls of silver or whatever it says in the Bible, is for one serves a purpose and they each help the other serve its purpose. So you can see the Creator in that. You know, we should be learning from one another. See, I think that's what the kingdom is. I mean, who can tell? You can't limit
Yeah,
the
man.
flavors of the Creator. We're all beautiful in our own way.
Of course. Of course.
So that's what I like about people. But them negative vibrations, man, I don't want to be around that,
It's
because
like, yeah. I mean, I feel what you're saying. Like, who wants to be around it? But in the same way, you get used to dealing with it.
right, that's right.
You know.
That's, yeah, I think that's what the Creator wants us to do, because from what I look at it, it's a whole bunch of worlds out there. You know what I'm saying? He seems to say that he's going to populate those worlds with us.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? He said that he's got a lot. I think I even heard a scientist say that creation is ever expanding.
Right. Right.
Somebody got to run them worlds, man. You know, people are gonna faithists are gonna run. Hey, oh, Yaiqua, all right, man, you made it. You off the earth now. You made it out of the third resurrection. You here in the theory now. All right, now we got planet Babaluga that you got to go and you got to run that.
Yeah.
Is over there on make up a name. Sagafa free. Elijah's over there on.
I'm just ready to get up in one of them, one of them spaceships, man.
I mean? Huh?
I'm ready to get off in one of them spaceships, man.
Man, and do you know them things can hold like millions of people?
I'm talking about the size, man. Them thing whole worlds in one spaceship,
Can you believe that? And you know what? They move.
Man.
They can like move on a dime. You know that? Have you read that?
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, man.
Them ships can. I mean, we ain't got nothing to compare to anything like that. Man, don't get me started because I'll go off, man, on that.
Nah, look.
You don't want none of that smoke from me, man.
No, man, man.
I just love it, man. I love
Just a little excitement, not too much.
All right, brother. I'm gonna go ahead with the reading. And if you don't mind, with your permission, I'm gonna go ahead with the reading. I'm gonna talk about the something the brother Duro brought up a few weeks back, and it just knocked me free, man. And I hope you get
I'll be in the background, man.
Yeah, okay, I'll be right here, man. I appreciate you coming on, okay?
Yeah, man. Nothing but love, peace, and light, man.
Hey, brother, back at you, man.
All right, man.
All right, that was Antonio, y'all. He go by the name Tone Lowly. So now y'all know who the brother is. Y'all can link up. And y'all come on too. Flips. He's next. He coming on next. Flips. That brother coming on next. He gonna do his testimony. A Leo, you don't have to ask a Leo to talk, man. You know, you don't have to ask him. Check him out with his glasses. All right, brother. This reading is going to be knocked out, man. Y'all remember when Daryl came in the other day and he gave us this right here. Man, I have to go into it again. Let me share the screen. I have to go into this again, man. I took down the video I did yesterday because it was too many technical difficulties. So I hope that, I hope that the spirits leave me alone as I do the reading. But you're going to love this, man. I already know, you brethren know all about this. You read it a billion times before. I just can't get over it. Where it's really talking about what's going on in this reality today. It's talking about the religions fighting one another. Creator showing us that what we see, he's telling us about it so that we could, because, I try to keep up. I try to keep up with what the situation is. And I like to know how the Creator is going to move next. I think I do recall reading where he basically, now correct me if I'm wrong, where he did, I think I do recall him saying something like, faithists are going to shine. They are going, something, the Uzians are going to, what's a good word for acknowledge the faithists? Acknowledge the faithists. It's like give up on their way. And somehow I seem to recall the Creator saying they're going to acknowledge, and, faithists are going to shine. I'm not saying that we seek glory, but I look at the events of the world and he seems to be saying that the world is basically going to have to turn to faithists. So may the Creator bless the reading of his word. Let me close my curtains. Hold on one second. Man, I got a kick out of talking to that brother. That's a good brother, man. That's a good brother. When cancer is a sign of the natural mother and father. When you get around one of them, and then they start gravitating to you, they don't know nothing else but to protect you. That's that vibrate. You come under their protection. You try to hurt a crab, a cancer's kid. I'm telling you, man, one mother will beat up the whole Spanish army. And it's even worse with the dad. Go ahead and try it. May the Creator bless the reading of his word. Battle of the beasts at the time of Cosmic. The light of Jehovah touched on the earth, and the heavens above were stirred to the foundation. Things past were, see, now in the other video I had read, I started up above up here, and I did the whole thing for that because of all the technical difficulties. So I'm jumping in. You got to understand, I'm jumping in the middle here. You'll get the flavor of it anyway, So it says, the light of Jehovah touched on the earth, and the heavens above were stirred to the foundation. Things past were moved forward. His voice was from the depth of darkness. And see, I should give a little snapshot of what went on before this. And I can't remember. Well, you can read it. I forget. I forget what the summary was of this. I can't remember the summary. Okay, so I have to go. I just have to, you can read it if you want to catch up with where I'm starting from today. So it says, the light of Jehovah touched on the earth, and the heavens above were stirred to the foundation. Things past were moved forward. His voice was from the depth of darkness to the summit of all light. The nations that had not known him now knew him. See, I think that goes along with what I was just saying. I think that could mean one of two things. It could mean that it's talking about us. We didn't know him, and now we do know him. Or it could be talking about the nations. They will know us. It says, acceptable. The nations that had not known him now knew him. Acceptable, and with loud rejoicing, they shouted, Jehovah, Jehovah, almighty and everlasting. Glory be to you on high, Creator Father. All praise to you forever. So this is evidently talked about the faithists. As the nations that had not known him now knew him. Because they say, acceptable with loud rejoicing, they shouted, Jehovah, Jehovah. Ilsians aren't doing that. Almighty and everlasting, glory be to you on high, Creator Father, all praise to you forever. And Jehovah went swiftly far and near, quickening with a new power, both the living and the dead. And the peoples rose up, and from every corner heard his voice, calling, come forth, O my beloved. And it was not like any sound under the sun, for it reached deep into the souls of men. If you ask me, that's talking about the OAHSPE, the coming of the OAHSPE. It sounds to me, because we are in actuality trying to say that to brethren who have not come into this understanding yet. We calling out saying, come forth, come forth. And then it says the sound was not like any under the sun, for it reached deep into the souls of men. And the OAHSPE, again, man, them brethren, when they be debating Israelites, this word, it cuts deep into the soul. And it ain't been heard before. It's unlike any other sound. The sound of that the Creator is bringing out of the OAHSPE. People ain't heard this before. It says, and in the stirring up of things long past, it was as if a cloud of dust and darkness, foul and poisonous, overspreading heaven and earth, was to be cleared away to make room for the immortal kingdom. Religion, that's the dust and darkness, religion. And in the stirring up of things long past, it was as if a cloud of dust and darkness, foul and poisonous, overspreading heaven and earth, was to be cleared away to make room for the immortal kingdom. It says, high above the clouds and deep down in all the blackness, the all light of great Jehovah shone as everlasting sun. The faith of men and angels rose up in increasing assurance to the Most High, that he alone in his matchless majesty would rise triumphant above all. So the darkness at the time of the approach of Cosmic, or even in the Cosmic, the darkness, it seems to rise and rise. It gets thicker and thicker, but it doesn't do anything to the light, is what it's saying here. It's saying, Jehovah said, bring forth the legions of earth and heaven, summon up the dead. Let the living rejoice. My kingdom is at hand. And the dead came forth as if out of their graves, but clothed in the raiment of heaven. And they walked upon the earth and talked with the living face to face, proclaiming the fullness of Jehovah in his everlasting kingdom. So it sounds like what the Creator said was going to happen. He's going to bring back angel visitations. He said he's going to bring it back. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember in the OAHSPE where he said during the Cosmic era, he's going to bring back angel visitations. See? To strengthen our witness. We show people words in the book all day, like with that sister that came in the room, but she was under a dark ass cloud. I mean, brother, she was under a thick cloud, as you brethren witnessed. A thick cloud. Little infants who were long dead, now full grown in heaven, singing in Jehovah's praise. They returned to the living. Infants, full grown, now in heaven. Mothers returned from the unseen world with love and angel kisses for their mortal babes and sorrow-stricken husbands. Think about that. Then the cloud of darkness rose higher and higher. The poisonous smell and damnable tricks of Hades belched forth in terrible blackness the spirits of those slain in war, delirious, mad, and died in vengeance. And those whose earth lives had bound them in torments, and those who lived on the earth to glut themselves to the full in abhorrent lust, came assuming the names of gods and saviors. Hey, bro. I know, man. You heard that I died. I did. I'm coming back to tell you that. Do you know in the past life you was Napoleon? Hey, bro. Did you know you was Caesar? Yeah, man. You know? Hey, to get that power back, all you got to do, go to the nearest mosque, man, and go ahead and sign up, and you get your power back. You know? Look at that. Isn't that something? Spirits of those slain in war, they come back. They get sent back by false gods. They get back by false gods to recruit more mortals for their kingdom. Isn't that what the OAHSPE says? They come back to recruit men for their kingdoms, for the beast kingdom send their spirits back to influence men. See? All right. It says, and yet the voice of Jehovah. Oh, let me see. What do you got, brother? You want me, what, 35? D said, what is that? Book of discipline or something? Can you put it in the chat? Can you put in the chat what that is? And I'll put it on the screen so that I can keep up with the reading. If you don't mind, you want me to read it? Okay, let's let me check it out real quick then. Let me check it out real quick. Hold on a second. Is that Book of Divinity? Is it 70? What is the full chapter? It's book 35, right? Is that Book of Sephah? And you want D77? Okay, hold on a second. Let's get that real quick. D77. Now, I don't know if I'm going to touch on the point you want me to touch on. That's the only thing. I prefer that you come on and give the point that you want me to see, because I might not see it. D77. Let's read that real quick. It says, Sephom, which is panic for evil wind, evil chieftain among spirits, a god in human shape, believed by people in darkness to be, okay. Oh, that's a good, yeah. That's a good, that applies to what we're reading about the spirits. They come back and they influence people to subscribe to religion, either Christianity or Catholicism or Mohammedanism, and people esteem these spirits to be gods. That's how they get easily duped. I mean, you cross over, you in the spirit, you have no knowledge. And the first thing that comes to you, and you're already scared, hey, who's your God? Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus. You know, come with me. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. You know. All powerful Luamong, this is your newest subject. Where would you have me to, which slave field would you have me to send them to? Send him to the cotton fields. Teach him how to make 3-piece suits for me. Sophomi, which is panic, evil wind, evil chieftain among spirits. He's a god. He's a god in human shape. He's believed by people in darkness to be the creator of all things. See? And a man in his own image. See God and Gad. Iphome, Chine, an idol. They have made an idol and called it Ispham, i.e., land god or god of the earth. Wow, this is amazing. In those days, the idolaters believed the Great Spirit had made gods out of spirits in the lower heaven and sent one of them to the earth and one to each of the stars. And to the moon he gave 4 gods. He who received the earth as his portion to command was called Lord, Sophomi, earth wind. On his forehead shall be the sign of the crossbones. Okay, so let me stop right there so I get back. Hey, bro, thanks, man. I hope I hit the major point that you wanted me to bring out, brother. That was tight right there, man. That was on point. A God in human shape, believed by people in darkness to be the creator of all things, and man in his own image, see God and Gad, an idol. So they have that ability to influence mortals. They have that ability. It says, the spirits of those slain in war, delirious, mad, and died in vengeance, and those whose earth lives had bound them in torments. See that? In torments. And those who lived on earth to glut themselves to the full in abhorrent lust came assuming the names of gods and saviors, just like what the brother showed us. And I did not change the screen when I was doing the reading. Oh, I did not share the tab. Okay, here we go. And yet the voice of Jehovah called, bring forth the legions of the earth. So we got all of this increasing darkness. We got all this increasing darkness. And still it says, and yet the voice of Jehovah called, bring forth the legions of earth and heaven. Summon up the dead. Let the living rejoice. My kingdom is at hand. And now the cloud reached all around the earth. And the light of Jehovah was almost obscured. Still the faith of angels and mortals rose up in one increasing voice. Jehovah is mighty. I know he will prevail. See, so even though it looks like things are getting worse and worse, the faithists are still testifying. Faithists are still testifying of the Creator. It's like we won't be what we have in us. It won't let us be stopped. It won't. What we have going on within us, the testimony of the faithists is just not. The light is not going to get put out. With all this darkness that's going on, the faithists are still going to proclaim the light because they know, they believe on that. They're under that vibration. And still the black giant arose, awful in gloom and blood-stained mantle, till all around the earth it became like a solemn night before a battle of death, rattling bones and empty skulls, with gnashing teeth, all stained with human gore, made hideous by the portentous omen, caused angels and men to stand appalled. Jehovah said, bring forth the legions of earth and heaven, summon up the dead, let the living rejoice. My kingdom is at hand. And now as the cloud of darkness stretched up out of the earth, girdling it all around, as a venomous reptile secures his living food, lo and behold, the monster beast stretched forth heads with flaming nostrils, all on fire. Now, here comes the final, what's a good word for attempt to, what's a good word for the final, it's like the last stand, the last hurrah for the beast kingdom, their last attempt to subdue, to overturn the creator, I'll say, in my understanding. It says, on each head were two horns, blood-stained and fresh. Here's the battle of the beasts, in other words, or dominion. We're going into the battle of the beast now. It says, on each head were two horns, blood-stained and fresh, with human victims, macerated flesh. Their tongues darted forth in menace, and their open mouths watered for human souls. And with maddened suspicion, amid heightening distrust, their bloodshot eyes pierced the foul darkness, making many a mortal quake in fear. It says, it's still the upraised of earth and heaven, with one voice crying out, all hail, O Jehovah, you are mighty. You alone shall prevail. And Jehovah answered to his faithful sons and daughters, the living and the dead bring forth the legions of earth and heaven. Summon up the dead, let the living rejoice. My kingdom is at hand. Chapter 7. And two heads of the beast stood in the east, Buddha and Brahman. And one stood in the middle, Muhammad, and one in the west, Christ. And the one was oldest. And the one that was oldest is standing in the east, Brahma, raised up his blood-stained hands, trembling in miserly rage, and with a book tattered, most likely the Vedas. The Vedas. It's called the Vedas. The East Indians religious book called the Vedas. This is probably the book he's talking about. You know, I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. It says that he held up this book with blood-stained hands and he's pissed off. And the book is tattered, as in it's no longer effective to the people it was meant to minister to. I could be wrong. That's just my, what I think the sense is. It says the book is torn and smutted with the foulness of glutted avarice. Swore an oath, saying, down, down, Jehovah, unseen and godless, down. Do you not know this ancient lore? Referring to the book and the cast of men. So see, at one time, Brahman, I forget who Brahman was, what was Capelia or, okay, Elijah says that book is the Bible. Okay, yeah, that does make sense. Well, let me see. It was Brahma that was holding it up, though. And their book was the Vedas. I like your, I mean, I like your suggestion, though. It could be. I can't really say for sure. I know they say, down, down, Jehovah, unseen and godless, down. Do you not know this ancient lore? Referring to his book and the cast of men. And rattling his hideous bones, even while with hissing breath, he faded somewhat to see the great awakening light. But swift and terrible, the head of the beast that stood to the east and south of Buddha snorted loud and with both hands uplifted, black with clotted human blood, cried out, who are you of the north and east, Brahma, that bellows out because of your tottering kingdom? Because your tottering kingdom foresees its certain fall. Not only will I put Jehovah down, but you too, miscreant, deceiver of men. Know this, O worthless Brahma, your day is done. Even I, great Buddha, will rule the whole world. And none but I shall save mortal souls. So there we're fighting for dominion over the earth. Brahma and Buddha. Originally, these were righteous fates. We see life says, due to all the philosophers of Nicaea from China and India, some from Africa and the Middle East having their hands in the Bible under Constantine. Okay. That's why it's bloody, because Constantine was a warrior. And there were others risen up that subscribed to the Bible, I think is what the brother is saying. Yeah, the Bible is an amalgamation of various religious books. Right. Yeah. A compilation. So now here, Brahma and Buddha, they're ready to mix it up in this verse right here. So verse 4, it says, then with flashing sword, raised high and hungry for deeds of war, the head of the beast turned and shot forth his poisonous breath to all the world was foul. But before he made one stroke, the head of the beast in the middle of the cloud, and more polluted than all the rest, deeply marked with lust, turned around to survey the scene as if disturbed in amorous gluttony. And he shouted loud, stop. He shouted loud, stop, you dogs of ancient. Only by me, Muhammad, shall man ascend to heaven. Behold my deeds of blood. By myself I'm sworn. I will feast on your rotten carcasses and banish Jehovah from the earth. So that goes along with what you're saying, Elijah. Nicaea from China, India, some from Africa and Middle East having their hands in the Bible under Constantine. Well, Islam is going to challenge that. Yeah, Constantine was under the inspiration of Lulman, right? So now Muhammad, he's going to raise up and say, no, Brahma, Buddha, you're not going to take over because I'm taking over. Look at what I've done. Look at the blood I've shed. Look at the wars I've fought. I will feast on, and then he shows his what's a good word for degraded nature. He says, I will feast on your rotten carcasses and banish Jehovah from the earth. So it says, he raised himself upward, unwashed, his head smoked with the fumes of mortal blood. He shook the mighty cloud of the beast far and near. So his conquest, same as the others, bloodshed, war. But now horror rose afresh from the head of the beast that lives to the west, Christ. Christianity, he stretched up his horns, and silently at first, always the most to fear, he felt around for a sword, contemplated on the other heads of the beast, like one who knows his own power. Then toward great Jehovah he looked approvingly, but full of well-planned deceits. He had honor and respect unto Jehovah, but he knew that he was going to go about in deceit. Holy Jesus, meek and mild, lamb of, meat, real innocent. Wouldn't hurt a fly. See, well-planned deceit. That's what Christianity is today. It says here, without more ado, which the footnote says activity, efforts, pains, circumcision, or bother, he spoke to the other three heads of the beast. Christianity speaks to the other three heads of the beast, Mohammedanism, Brahmanism, Buddhism, saying, do not think that I have come to send peace, but a sword. Ain't that the truth? The Western Hemisphere, we come looking for resources. We come looking to overturn governments. We come looking to spread democracy. We come looking to rule the earth. I come to set a man at variance against his brother and a daughter against her mother. Behold the millions I have slain. Ain't that the truth? More wars, more people died under Christianity than at any other time. Proclaiming Christianity. Behold how my mortals build torpedoes and ships of war. Behold the long trail of human gore where my banner goes forth. The long trail of human gore where my banner goes forth. Know this also, I am the Savior of men. Even great Jehovah shall bow the knee when I command. I will send my legions forth to rap on tables and show the faces of the dead and then proclaim through mortal tongues and then proclaimed through mortal tongues, it, meaning the veil of heaven, is bolted loose, and build my kingdom upon these revelations forever. And then the beast stood triumphantly in the west, stripped of his bloody sleeves, and with one hand held high a banner upon which was written, I am the Lamb of Peace. And with the other swung his mighty sword high, like a whirlwind. It swung abroad over all the black clouds. Women of wealth and fashion cast aside their earthly goods and went and labored with the poor, teaching cleanliness, wisdom, and uprightness. So it sounds like here the OAHSPE comes now. No, I'm wrong. Here we still see Christianity for some reason. I think we still looking at Christianity here in verse 8. A beast, it stands triumphantly in the west, is stripped of his bloody sleeves, and with one hand held high a banner upon which is written, I am the Lamb of Peace. And with the other swung his mighty sword high like a whirlwind. It swung abroad over all the black clouds. Let's see what the footnote says. It says, oh, there was a gap in the copy. That's why it seems to jump from one to, it gives us one picture, and then it seems to jump to another. Okay. Because we go from Christianity to what sounds like the faithists. We go from Christianity to now we see a picture of the faithists. The footnote says there's a gap missing. Now we see the faithists. Verse 9, we see the faithists now. It says women of wealth and fashion cast aside their earthly goods and went and labored with the poor, teaching cleanliness, wisdom, and uprightness of heart. And those who preached were spirits of the dead, who were ripe in experience in Jehovah's unseen world. So here come the angels. Here come the angels. Now, keep in mind, something just came to my mind. I think I should share it. I think I should share what just came to my understanding. You know, I get these downloads. I think verse 8 is saying Christianity is victorious. Now it's time for the kingdom of the Creator. That's why there's a gap missing between verse 8 and verse 9. It's like that's the end of the beast kingdom right there, although I think it's going to talk a little more about it. We see the end of the beast kingdom. It's identified as Christianity, the Lamb of God, and he swings his sword high like a whirlwind. My mouse is messing up. It's always something, man. We see the victor, Christianity, right here. He swings his sword high above. So I know Daryl, he told us that, I think he was telling us how Christianity is going to defeat Islam, but Islam was going to inflict a blow. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think Daryl's in the room. He can explain it. But I think the Creator is showing us that Christianity is victorious. We know that there's an upcoming war. We know there's a conflagration coming on the world. We all should know that. I think the Creator is showing Christianity is victorious. And then he turns us to a picture of faithists, where he says, women of wealth and fashion cast aside their earthly goods and went and labored with the poor, teaching cleanliness, wealth, and uprightness of heart. And those who preach were the spirits of the dead, who were ripe in experience in Jehovah's unseen worlds. He says, but the beast, now we're looking at the beast again. It says, but the beast with his countless millions was cast out from the earth like a long black cloud, split and broken, floating, floating, floating. It passed away and was seen no more. Nor is there any longer a God upon the earth. But Jehovah rose supreme in every land, and all people under the sun sang anthems of glory to his name. End of the battle of the beast. End of the battle of the beast. And that will conclude the reading of this word. I'm going to read this and see if I want to pick this up Thursday. It looks like it switches from earth to heaven in these accounts. I'm going to read it and see what the Creator gives me to share. If you want to read it, I can scroll it. Looks like it's going to be a fantastic reading. All right, brethren, that's it. That will conclude the reading of this word for today. I'm going to open it up and see if anyone wants to come on and share or say, or, what if you want to offer anything. I'll put the link in the room. So I think that what we read is the Creator is showing us. He's showing us that the situation in the world today is certainly going to lead to conflict. Christianity is going to be victorious, but they're going to suffer a mortal wound. I think that's where China and Russia will have something to do with the conflagration. I have to research this and look at it, ask the Creator to help me. I think that's what he's showing us as of right now, is he is going to make a way. I think the Creator is going to bring this conflagration. He's going to accomplish a couple of things. We're going to get tested, and he's going to decrease the number of Uzzians. Matter of fact, I could try to find that verse. Let me see. I got a few minutes here. Let me try to find that. He said he's going to decrease the Uzzians. So let's see if I can find that real quick before I close the video. If somebody wants to come on, the link is in the chat while I look for this verse where he said he was going to decrease the number of the Uzzians. Let me see. All right, Nazarene brother. Glad you enjoyed it, man. I did too. Yes. So Nazarene, he'll be on pretty soon. Yeah. Let me see. Where does it say he's going to decrease the number of the Uzzians? He's going to decrease the number of the Uzzians. Okay. Let's look at do a little word study on decrease. And after that, there was a decrease in the Ethereal harvest 2,000 years, after which the great darkness on the earth and heaven belonging to it and self-God filled all atmosphere and as for Lord. Okay, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Decrease. No, that's not it either. That's not it. This is not it. Well, What book is this? This got a lot of numbers. It must be Cosmogony. I hope the Creator lead me in this direction so I can understand this chapter. Yep, Cosmogony. I hope you lead me in that direction so I can share the understanding of it. I think he's going to. When I can get to that level, that's going to be a great blessing, man. I'll be glad when he gets me to that level. Okay, I don't think that I'm going to be able to find it. So it must be phrased differently. Decrease Uzians. Let me see if that will work. Well, if decrease isn't in the OAHSPE, then decrease Uzians wouldn't be either. I don't think. I mean, if the verse, decrease is in the OAHSPE, but I would have seen it by now. So, okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. So, oh, is your mom's birthday, Essene? Well, man. Happy birthday to your mom. Happy birthday to your mom. That's the Virgo, man. All right, brother. Happy birthday to your mom, man. Thanks for sharing that with us. Nazarene Essene Faith's mom birthday today. Yes, that's beautiful, man. Wish her a happy birthday, please. Thank you, brother. All right, that's the best I can do. Nobody want to come on and share anything? Then I guess with your permission, then I'll go ahead and wrap it up. If nobody has any, oh, she passed away, brother. I'm sorry, I didn't know. This year. Oh, I didn't know, brother. I didn't know, man. Oh, man, my condolences, brother, but my congratulations as well. You know where she is. It's onward, upward, and outward for your mom. And I think she is, I think the OAHSPE says how they, I forget, they still are, they're in Atmospheria. And it's like correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems the understanding I have is it's like they're here. Their children are here, but they're in their spirit bodies for a period of time. Now, whether she will be able to manifest herself before the 50 years that people in Atmospheria have to, from what I understand, they have to do 50 years in Atmospheria before they can present themselves on Earth in a way that you can see. I could be wrong. But thanks for sharing that with us, brother. My condolences, but my congratulations as well. Was your mom faithless? Was your mom faithless? Okay, she was. Then congratulations are in order. Certainly, man, congratulations are in order. It's all good. All good for her. Oh, she wasn't? Okay, she was a Christian? Your mom was a Christian? Was she spiritual? Okay, she was a Christian? Well, I don't see in the OAHSPE where we can't beseech the Creator, that we can't go before the Creator and intervene in any situation, to intervene. I don't see anywhere in the OAHSPE where we're forbidden to try to intervene in our loved ones and those who have passed on, for the grace of for our departed loved ones. I don't see nowhere in the OAHSPE. And you are a faithist. And somebody correct me if I'm wrong, man, but I think faithists have sway with the Creator. Like a child has sway with a parent, I think much more. Now, I'm sorry, man, but I believe that. I certainly believe it. You know, I think my parents were aspiritual, not subscribing to any particular religion. Absolutely, she will. Yeah. I would still intervene if I thought that she had been taken captive, though. I would still do it. So, brother, thanks for sharing that with me. Thank you, brother. If you ever want to testify of the memory of your mom and bless brethren, then feel free, feel welcome. I know you bless my soul having fellowship with me. I appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. Thank you for joining me again. I want to give thanks to the Creator for this opportunity to try to be a light while I'm in this reality. No video tomorrow. I'll be in Bible study tomorrow. I'll pick it up Thursday and Friday, Creator willing. Brethren, thank you again joining me. Pray the Creator bless all of us with peace, with wisdom, with knowledge, understanding, and sustenance, with patience, with ascension, protection for the coming days. And until I see you, brethren, again on video, the Creator be with you. Shalom.